Hey guys, Bo here, Circle One Promotions, here with my boy Noah, aka The Duke, and special guest in studio, Elijah Patiño. Say what's up, Elijah.
What's up, everybody?
Alright guys, we are at the Kabal Texas Chainsaw Massacre, hosted in Odessa, Texas by Team Kabal. We are playing two layouts. We're playing first round MPO card, feature card with Noah, Abrian, Thaddaues, and Kai. They're playing at Comanche Trail West, right? We're playing at West over here in Odessa. They got new baskets. They got the end of a disc catchers, which is a massive improvement. Should see some better results on our putting here. But it's a short technical course. We'll see how it plays out with these guys. First on the card, we got Abrian. They call him AB. He doesn't throw like AB, but he's still a pretty cool guy. We're starting on hole 8, shotgun start. Hole 8 is going to be a par 3, 243 feet. You've got trees off to the right, OB, and the path and beyond, and everything on the left of that fence is OB. Elijah, you played the MA1 card. You played this in the afternoon. Looks like Kai went over the OB. See if he can. It does not get through, and that is out of bounds. That's going to cost him a stroke because he's throwing pretty close to the tee. Kai's shooting pretty good forehand. He just really messed up. He must have just rolled out of bed or something.
Well, Kai is for sure one of the most dominant forehands that we've seen for sure out here.
Dude, what are you throwing here?
So I throw this purple D3. I try to get a little bit of stand up because I don't really like to go too wide because of the fence. So I try to throw a little flip up, and if I go a little too far right, then I think just hit a 30-footer, it'll be all right. You got to putt. And
oh yeah, that was dead on. That was right on. That was dead center. What is Thaddaues going here with? Does anybody know?
I'm not sure, but from what I saw, it looked like it was about an 11 speed. I believe it was like a grace, I believe.
Okay, and he looked like he cut that one in a little bit inside, but it looks like it's flipping up a little bit, and yeah.
Took a shot.
That lands circle 1. He's looking good. And finally we have Kai come with his upshot here. This is a chip shot for Kai. It should be no problem. Oh, he gets a little love from the branches. Drops down and bullseye.
Bullseye.
It looks like he's a little off this morning, Elijah.
Yes, I would agree. I didn't really see him play that day, so first experience for me.
Yeah, you were in the MA1 card, so you played in the other part. But AB with the stepper outside, or little jumper outside circle 1. His jumper was not working that day, but he's all around the basket. Easy putt for Thaddaues. It looks like he's push putting. Was he putting with Rainmakers?
I believe so, yeah.
All right. We got AB just cleaning up his par. And we got some easy cleanup for the rest of you guys. Yeah, Kai usually is a slow starter. You'll see, some of that in there, but that's an easy dropper for you. That's how you want to get it started. Right, hole 9. This, believe it or not, played at dead even par at the beginning for the first round here. As you can see here, it looks like 4 birdies, 4 bogeys, and the rest were pars.
Well, I mean, I think the common play is definitely a forehand, so there's quite a bit of people who will probably go too wide and won't stay in bounds. So you can definitely see that playing for par.
Yeah, and see, I like the backhand play here. You do have the risk of turning it over and going OB, but there was no wind that day, or that morning. There was that wind in the afternoon when y'all guys played, Elijah. There was no wind for us, so the backhand played and the forehand played. It was just a nice, crisp autumn morning. No, you're also going, looks like it was a Thunderbird backhand.
Yeah, so I try to throw a little flex shot here because you can throw a big hyzer, but just to be a little safer, and I like throwing a flex shot. That's kind of how I like usually throwing my disc. So
I think that's the play right there. I do throw a backhand flex shot. I go a little bit higher speed with like a photon or a thrill or something. But yes, you hit that gap to the right, going on Annie, something stable that will come out, and you've done it perfect. It's right there in circle 1, probably about what, 18 feet?
About 18 feet. And one thing that's very common too is that there's a tree right there, and it's very common to hit. So you'll see a lot of pars because that's about maybe circle 2. So it's very common to hit though.
And AB, he's got a decent forehand. However, he doesn't throw anything flat or on hyzer. It always comes out with a bit of turn, a bit of anhyzer, and you can see that just luckily goes beyond the fence. Otherwise, If that fence extended all the way to the ditch, it probably would have been OB the other side of the fence. Kai, let's see if he can correct on his error on the first hole, and it looks like he does. That's
That
nice.
pretty
shot.
good. That'll be
Very
that's
nice.
a very good shot. That'll be about circle 1.
Kai's really good at throwing on multiple angles with his forehand. He can throw on hyzer, he can throw flat, he can throw on Anheuser. He's got the angles down. I didn't get AB's pitch out. He was over in the ditch, but there you go. Pitching up to the basket. It's going to get me in the par again. Kai lining it up. And you see this sometimes out of Kai. He can get in circle 1. And when his putts are dropping, they're great. But sometimes he gets in his own head. Sometimes I think getting woken up and he misses that one. Thaddaues, looks like he borrowed your mini. Didn't have his own mini, but he nailed that putt. That gets him 2 for 2. You as well. And it looks like you guys played this better than the rest of the cards out there. It looks like we got a par. Oh no, never mind. Kai missed that comebacker as well. And that is going to put him in the red. AB cleans up his par, so we got 2 birds, par, and it looks like Kai is going to land in circle 1 and get a bogey. This is a shorter hole. This one here, only 138 feet, par 3. A lot of trees in the way. And you guys are all going forehand, even though the hole finishes off to the left. That is catches first available. There's no need for the catch cam.
So I think the play here. So there's a couple different options, but I think the normal play is a flex shot with like an approach, maybe mid-range if you like to throw a little softer. But I go here with the orange Z zone, try to throw a little flex shot here, and not trying to throw it too hard. If I can get a putt, that'll be good.
Looks like it came out a little early.
I thought I'd do this good because I thought I'd turn this a little more because we're having it in practice.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't too worried about it. I'd go, if I hit the tree, I mean, I still got a putt at least. Like, at least make it. Cause
Yeah, you're getting halfway up the fairway. You still got a 70-foot putt, which we know you've been wanting to knock down before. But maybe he has a kind of little bit of a lean. He's kind of jumping into his backhand. Again, hits first available. And here comes Kai with the forehand. I don't like this play, but I think he can make it happen. He's forehand dominant, so he doesn't throw backhands.
especially when there's a tree on the right. Well, it's like you can literally hit your disc right there. So it's very common to hit that for sure. And
Me,
that's-
I'm forehand dominant and I throw backhand flick just like you.
I don't see.
I don't see a forehand at all.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard. One of the hardest shots in the world is still a straight forehand. I don't see how you.
That is pretty good scrambler. He's able to reach out and throw that. That reach out forehand shot is pretty good. It looks like you've got edge of circle 2 maybe.
So yeah, I got a little kick. I got a little farther than I thought. So I was like, oh okay. I think I got it. I think I can make this putt here.
I think that's a little high.
So yeah. So you probably could tell in the video, but there was branches, and it kind of was in the way. So I was like, but it was 15 feet. So if I just hit it, it's an easy tap and try to just risk it.
Yeah.
Try to get the birdie as much as possible, especially on these like short holes. But I don't see a lot of people birdieing this hole either, though, because it's a very straight hole.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the way there. And Kai, again, with the only real birdie look of the card, he just yanks it, puts it off to the side. The good thing about this is a 2-round tournament, and this course is very short, and Kai's gonna have a lot more opportunities to kind of make that up. But that is cleaning up his par.
Honestly, par's not too bad here, but I was thinking in my head, well, par's not too bad, especially when you birdie hole 9, because when I thought about it, I was like, maybe not a lot of people will birdie hole 9, so if you can at least birdie these 2 holes, 8 and 9, then you could save a par on 10, that'll be okay.
Yeah, the card has this at 175, the PDGA, but I don't think it's 175 feet. I think it's a little generous. It did play under par at 2.82, so you did give us some strokes to the field, but we're heading over to hole 11. We had a tree fall down, so we got a Mando there to the right, that tree that's directed to the right. Thaddaues looks like he puts a pretty good move on this one. Comes up a little bit short, but he's been putting pretty good, and when you've had a couple putts to start the round and you nail them, it's pretty easy to get that going.
Yeah, there's also quite a bit of different options here too. Like there's like a big hyzer, or if you want to go straight at it. But
Well, they put the Mando there. There's no big hyzer anymore.
Well, you got a hyzer like what I was trying to do, but I haven't released it early. But you can throw hyzer, but you gotta kind of stand it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit of stand up.
The very common thing too is you throw it straight at it. You gotta really throw like a very straight disc because the ceiling is a little bit low. So I would say throw a little faster disc.
Yeah, you got to go a little faster.
Especially when you're not gonna get any skips on the score, especially when it's all wet now.
And that's the mistake if you're throwing a little bit straighter disc. It just stands up and keeps going.
Yeah.
Was it windy when y'all played out there in the afternoon, Elijah?
It got windier than it was during the morning, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, you do have a pretty big wind block here with that woods over to the left. Looks like he goes straight at it.
And this is looking pretty good.
Yeah,
this is a great shot.
Yep.
Definitely one of the harder holes to throw a 4-inch straight at it.
Yeah, and that's still a tester, but hopefully Kai can get his putt down and make that. You've got a long putt again after hitting the tree, and it just doesn't go in. AB again in circle 2. And his jump putt just wasn't close. It was, pretty early in the round, so we'll see if that improves.
Yeah, just get the nerves off a little bit. Just wait a couple holes and see how they play out. And Thaddaues there about circle 30 to circle's edge maybe. And
Yeah, he looked about 30 feet.
Hit the putt. And here I am just tapping in my par.
Alright, AB's gonna hopefully clean up his par. Straddles it. That's a good way to get your body back on center. He looked like he was way off left on that first putt. And just kind of get back centered, straddle it. Here we go, Kai. Let's get the round going, man. Deep birdies up. We got another short hole, hole 12, par 3, 200 feet. That is going forehand. I know you like that play, Elijah.
I do.
Yeah, there's a couple different options. There's quite a bit of options here. You can go any backhand to the left gap, or if you want to throw like a hyzer with the approach on the right side, just get a putt.
Yeah, he goes anhyzer, and that does the risk of going anhyzer is that disc will carry quite a bit further because you're throwing it on Annie as opposed to just a flat. Or as Kai goes with the anhyzer shot as well, and his burns over, which is what you want, because if it starts coming out too much, it will go past the basket like Thaddaues did. Looks like you're just a little bit wet. Come try it off.
Yeah.
What are you throwing here?
So I try to throw the Z zone again. I try to throw almost like hole 10. Just throw a flex shot. And, don't try to throw a little softer tricks. Try to get a putt. I mean, this is almost like hole 10, but obviously it's like 200 feet.
Hole 12. Let's see. Hole 12 played as the 4th easiest hole. You just got it marked at 210, 200, same thing. It played at 2.55, so it did play under par. It's the 4th easiest hole. You can see AB almost gives that one a run. Just dips just below the cage, and he's got himself a comebacker for.
So here I am about maybe 28 to 31 feet maybe. I couldn't exactly tell for circle's edge, but yeah, I'm in a putt, just wide open putt, which is always a feeling too, especially when you're in the woods. And I thought I made this, but it turns out it hits the band.
Right here we have Thaddaues, and he's lining up his putt. Now, I'm seeing some obstacles on his right side, and he has the push putt, so I can imagine that getting in his head.
Yeah, that branch was coming up just a little bit, and he wanted to put it a little bit lower, and it just got in his head, and he just doesn't make it. AB makes the comebacker. He's on the board. Sitting at 1 under finally.
Alright, so here's Kai putting for birdie. Next to the birdie. And here I am just tapping into my par. Right here, and that'll leave me at 200.
So we got 200 going into hole 13. Hole 13 laid on the difficult side. It actually was averaging just under par, .09 under par. It was the 5th most difficult hole, I believe. Yeah, 5th most difficult hole. And it's pretty much just a straight shot. If you can throw a dead straight, you'll have a 25, 28 footer for birdie.
Yeah, so
Maybe turning it over.
he turns it over a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, his forehand he doesn't throw his forehand flat or on hyzer. It all comes out on anhyzer every time.
Yeah, so if you go forehand, you really want to just land straight. Like, if you go a little right, that's fine, but it's better to land straight than the right.
Yeah, it looks like the
especially when
grass
it's
is
deep.
not. It looks like the grass is not letting the disc move very much at all. That is just the grass, and it just dies.
And so there is a back end shot. There's 2 back end shots. So you can go like I did straight at it, but I do it a little low. But there is a right side gap if you're crazy enough to go through that gap and get a putt. But obviously, I think one of the safer plays is just to throw a forehand straight.
And I'm surprised that he did go that back route, because I'm used to seeing everybody on the card go forehand. I have seen Thomas go through the left side gap with the fuse before, and that turnover is pretty nice.
Yeah. So here's me looking at a birdie again, but in my head I was thinking if I should run or not, because there was still branches there. So I decided just to lay it up and just take a par here. So here's Thaddaues, about closer to 45 to 50 feet, and almost connects it. And happens to get a little roll away, unfortunately. And then here's AV for about, kind of looks like maybe Circle's Edge about there. Maybe a little closer, but and just on top of the pin. Here's
Back here, I believe, for the par. And he makes it. Be able to clean that up.
Yeah, it looks
First
like
bit of a
Kai's.
hit.
Looks like his putting's starting to clean up a little bit. Those don't look as scary as they were before. And Thaddaues misses his comebacker, and that's a bogey. And that's probably one of the reasons why this hole was playing a little more on the difficult side. When you run it, there's a lot of obstacles around the green in circle 1, and you're gonna have to straddle. You're gonna have to make some comebackers. So,
Alright, hole 14, 273 feet. This is a difficult hole. OB on the left of this pathway. And I gotta say, for me, it's pretty hard to get in the forehand down there, but Kai gets down there. It's a really nice shot.
So here's me. I was either thinking a hex or an MD1 here, so I decided to maybe try to turn it over just a little bit so I can stay a little bit safe from the out of bounds and at least try to get a putt. So here I am.
yeah, that looks like a nice shot up the middle. It is turning over, kind of like you said. Playing to the safe side, it's better to turn it over. And even if you get a kick with the backhand, you're going to go to the safe side of the fence there, blocking you from going OB. That does seem to be a better play. Abrian here. I think he's lining up his destroyer. I don't recall exactly what he's throwing here, but he throws that, hits that tree on the left side, kicks left, and stays in bounds, luckily.
Yeah, Thaddaues lining it up. That I imagine is a mid-range.
Yeah, he puts that on a little bit of Anheuser, probably a stable mid. I don't know exactly what he was throwing, but he ends up almost right next to you, Noah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a tree right there that I guess we both hit because honestly I couldn't tell with the trees. So here's AV with an upshot here.
Yeah, AB throwing his little upshot. He's got good touch. His form is a little bit on the unorthodox side, but he makes it work, and he's right there, right under the basket.
We have a good bid from Thaddaues, just low. Hit all those branches.
Yeah, those branches were. He's a push putter. He needed to get height to get it there. A spin putt probably would have been a better bid with that low ceiling, but you go with what your strength is. And I think that kind of messed him up last time, trying to stay too low. So he's trying to give it a good run. That there falls left to you, or falls to the right side, I mean. Kai's in between. It's a birdie bid, right?
Yes.
At least so.
And the
Yeah.
nice bird.
Got a look, up here.
Alright, so here's me. Gonna try to clean up for the par.
And you want to get these birdies here because when you go to hole 15, it's a short par 3, 150 feet, but you've got Mando here to the left, Obi to the right, and then a bunch of junk. I threw a disc over to the left, and it got lost completely. So you don't want a lost disc on this hole. You want to try to stay right through that gap. I don't know what happened here, but it looks
So I
like...
do this a little bit straight to the ground. So, yeah, this is definitely a tough hole for sure. I felt like this is probably one of the little harder holes, especially when, like, you don't know what to do with the disc.
Speed control is a factor here. It's a very short hole, but you want to get through the gap, and that's what happens when you don't have speed. A little bit of bonus coverage. Looks like Joel gets a birdie there on hole 6. That goes pretty deep, and you get caught between trying to baby it and trying to punch it through the gap, and that's the only really difficulty of this hole.
Yeah, that's very common to throw it really low because when, like you said, like you either throw it a little harder or a little softer, and like you almost change your mind at the last second, and then you just throw it straight to the ground. So that's definitely something that can't happen for sure.
Yeah, this stretch here is actually on the more difficult side of the course. It plays most difficult. You've got, 14 is the 7th most difficult hole, 15 is the 6th most difficult hole, 13 is the 5th, and you've got 18 and 16 also coming up, which are played in the top 3 most difficult holes during the tournament. So if you can get through this stretch even or under par, then you've done something pretty good.
And Avi was very close to this.
And it's a nice bogey save from behind the tree. Have to really stretch out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get up and down from there for bogey. It looks like Kai's also putting for bogey, and there's the Kai putting. Hey, it goes in. That's all you can ask for. AB's gonna try and make his cleanup here, and on to the most difficult hole of the day. I don't understand why it was so difficult, hole 16, but you guys made it very difficult. It is an island hole. Everything beyond the sidewalk is inbounds until you get to the rest of the path, then it's OB. So you gotta land in there, drop zone if you miss. The mistake you want to make is going right, because you've got a lot of space out there. If you turn it over, you're still fine. You go past that little bathroom hut, and you're in bounds. The mistake you don't want to make is to go too far left, because that puts you at the drop zone.
And if you can, you kind of want to spike it in there. You don't want to land on the perfect skipping angle. For me, I actually threw the backhand here, hit up high on the right side hill, and it skipped way out of bounds on the left side.
Yeah, you don't want it coming in on too much hyzer. You either want it on way too much hyzer, or you want it kind of flat, so it just rides the hill. If you come in with just a touch of hyzer, you will skip off that into the out of bounds. Kai is going, it looks like that one was going out of bounds, and that tree gave him a pretty good kick. I like that kick. I'd be happy with that.
So here I am throwing a hex here. Yeah, I just like to go a little bit to the right of it and try to like get a nice glidey left so it won't skip too much.
Yeah, the mistake to make is to go too far right if you do it. You don't want to go too far.
Honestly, I was really liking the shot. I would try to stand up a little bit, and then I was kind of surprised how I actually went that far left.
Yeah, had you just pushed it more left, if it had stood up more, you'd still have a circle's edge putt.
Yeah.
But now you're sitting at throwing from the drop zone for bogey, and I don't like this shot. This is what you should have done from the tee. That way, the worst happened is par. Now, See, these guys all played it safe. These guys played it for the mistake to stay on the right side, except for you and Kai, which Kai got a lucky kick, and you did not, and that results in most likely a bogey. AB give that one a pretty decent bid, but didn't come down, didn't fall.
Kai put himself in the position, got a lucky kick, see if he can capitalize on it.
Does not. I don't know what happened with that putt. Usually he putts very hard, very committed, and that one, he might have hit the tree in front of him. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I thought about that for a second. I thought he did too, but I might have been wrong. And this was just a little to the left. But
yeah, it hit a lot of change, but it looked like it must have been left. Thaddaues playing far.
Another par on the card. So unfortunately, Noah gets a double bogey.
Double bogey. And this played at 3.73. So, and that's going to be it for the front nine guys. We appreciate y'all coming in and watching this with us. I got to thank my Patreon, which is my wife. I ask her for money and she lets me have it so I can make these videos. That's my only Patreon supporter. But we'll be back on with the front nine. Looks like we've got Noah at +1, Thaddaues at 2 under, Abrian even, Kai at even. But making a push, making a move. We'd like to thank Elijah for joining us in studio.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Circle 1 for having me.
Well, we'll see you on the back nine. We'll hope this picks up a little bit, and hopefully we can see some more birds.